Hey guys, what is up and welcome to today's video. So we've just had some news drop from Kydland that there are going to be some alterations to the Labyrinth of Legends. So as a few of you might have been aware, if you've been following kind of the Labyrinth of Legends fiasco, I guess, because there was a lot of drama in the beginning around the people that cleared it first and they had to disable it for a couple of weeks, but it is coming back tomorrow. So initially when they announced the Labyrinth of Legends, it was meant to be something that wasn't going to be cleared for a good few months, right? They were saying that it was going to be kind of beyond hard, and people got into the Labyrinth of Legends and cleared it within 7 to 8 hours. And this was partly due to a bug which meant certain boosts gave an insane multiplier on champions' health and damage, increasing the output by about 3 or 4 times what it could be usually. But yeah, also due to the fact that people were using from what seems like one particular champion. So in this post, Kydland says, when we originally opened the Labyrinth of Legends, only a handful of players were able to enter before it was closed due to the PI bug. However, after analysing the data from these players, we determined that we had overlooked a flaw that rendered the difficulty of what is intended to be the hardest content in the game far too easy for some players. And they might as well just say, like, this flaw it's Scarlet Witch, straight up. Like, almost everything here is aimed at being a counter to Scarlet Witch, but there are 2 things really in particular. So buff mark of the Labyrinth of Legends, let's go over all the little changes. So they increase the attack gained at the start of the fight based on opponent health. I guess this doesn't matter too much, but it's going to increase the amount of damage people take on blocks, which means that they have to use more potions and revives. I don't really see how, yeah, you're gonna outskill that one. And then they've got buff Enrage, so they've shortened the Enrage timers. Apparently there are Enrage timers on every boss, so as the encounters go on and on, champions get even more beefy and deal more damage, so they're going to kill people quicker, even through blocks. So yeah, that's interesting, I guess. I don't really see how that, again, too much adds to the difficulty of it. And also they changed the in-game description of the node to make it a bit more clear. Not really too much of a change there. However, the next 2, you can see, are just direct counters to absolutely slaughtering the viability of Scarlet Witch. So, the buff Jeweled, so it reduces the critical hit chance for every active buff acquired and for each debuff active on the opponent. So basically, if you're playing Scarlet Witch, as you crit more and get more buffs and debuffs, your crit is just going to go down. By how much, we don't really know yet, but I can imagine it's probably going to be, I would anticipate anywhere between about 5 to 10% per buff acquired, which for anybody that has ever fought the Science Symbiote is actually a huge nerf to the champion and makes it so much more annoying to play. But also the champions are going to be getting a buff called Limber, so every time a stun is inflicted on them, and this is, to be honest, not only affects Scarlet Witch, but affects all the champions in the way that people will be playing with parry. So every time you inflict a stun on the enemy, it's going to reduce the duration of future stuns. So after like a couple of minutes, or maybe even a minute in some circumstances, the champion that you're fighting is going to be stun immune. So it's an interesting direction that they're altering for Labyrinth of Legends, right? So stun immune champions are pretty much going to be the standard, or pretty much close to stun immune champions. Then I assume the general strategy, and if I understand this correctly, is mainly going to be to block. If you can't stun a champion, that's all you can do until you bait a heavy attack and then attack in. But because they've increased the damage that champions do, and that there isn't block proficiency teams or perfect block outside of maybe Captain America, then yeah, you're just gonna, you don't really have any way of countering that. So I don't really, I just see kind of Labyrinth of Legends, granted that, I haven't got to experience it myself yet, as they've kind of made it a little bit more of a money grab, because there isn't really much you can do to play around this. Again, if you can't parry, then you're forced to block and then, attack into the heavy. But when blocking, because you don't have perfect block, you're going to take damage, you're going to be constantly chipped down. So yeah, I can't say that this seems like it's going to increase the difficulty. It just seems like, somebody with thousands of pounds to spend on the game is going to be able to still counter everything. Everything. So yeah, I don't know, but well, one of the things that they have added to, I guess, sweeten this a bit is they've increased the rewards for completing the Labyrinth of Legends. They've added 5,000 more 5-star shards and doubled the tier 4 class catalysts. So I really guess we're going to have to see what the strategy is and kind of what the top teams people are using. I'm gonna probably, I'd say it's a fairly decent estimate to assume that most people doing Labyrinth of Legends are going to be using Captain America or Captain America World War II. They seem like, in my opinion, just from, you know, having all the factual information on the nodes and stuff, like the best option. But when it comes to actually fighting, I don't know if there's going to be any other kind of weird, odd combo that emerges. But I'm going to guess that Captain America and maybe even Doctor Strange are going to be by far the best options, just kind of looking at the nodes and stuff that you need to play around. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very interested. What do you think of the changes and buffs to the Labyrinth of Legends? Please let me know in the comments below. Labyrinth of Legends is going to be coming back tomorrow on August 31st at 10 AM PDT. If you are planning on doing the Labyrinth of Legends and are recording your gameplay, I would actually really love to have it to feature on my channel. So if you would like to you know, work with me and record some of your gameplay, please do drop me an email. My email is in the description below, my business email. Just drop me an email, and I'd love to have a bit of a chat with you about doing some content around that, because it's going to be still like a week or so before I get into Labyrinth of Legends for myself, and also in comparison to, you know, some of you that have like you know, 200, 300k rating and all this insane roster of champions. I'm still very much behind and maybe lack the resources to actually become triumphant in the Labyrinth of Legends in my current state. So yeah, I'd appreciate that. If you want to see more awesome Marvel Contest of Champions content, guys, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, leave a like. Apart from that, guys, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.